Special day today, Potato Reveal Day. Potatoes that I've grown in buckets. Not just any potato reveal, my experimental potato reveal. If you remember in a previous video, which you can watch by clicking up here, I had two buckets with two same varieties of potatoes planted at the same time. However, I planted them in two different ways, and today I'm going to find out which of those two ways was the best. I'm Gang Gang, welcome to the channel. Gang Gang and Peanut, two peas in a pod. So, if you remember, I planted two different buckets of potatoes. One of them I used a method where I planted the potatoes into the bucket and completely covered it with compost. The other one, I earthed it up or added compost as the foliage grew through the compost. And I'm pretty keen to find out which of these two methods, if any, produces the better results. So I'm going to tip these out and have a look. So here we are, down here. Now, if you remember, these buckets of potatoes were planted in the same compost, and the compost I used was my spud lumps. And they are, once I sift or sieve my compost, all the lumpy bumpy bits I would put into a bucket, and I keep them to grow my potatoes in buckets in. So let's empty one of these out. These were Maris barred early potatoes in both of these, exactly the same compost. This one was the one that I planted. I layered it up as the foliage come through. I'm not expecting a lot, but hey, let's see. And I can see some potatoes already, look. Hey. Well, that's good. Quite happy with that. I quite like these smaller potatoes. There is something that I do with them, a little recipe, and I'll share it with you a little bit later. Let's have a look. Wow, look at that. I'm quite impressed with that. That's quite a few smaller potatoes there. Let's have a look. Some more tiny ones there. There's some more there. Yeah, and these are all very tiny, but very clean. Very clean, no scabs, no marks. Oh, slightly bigger one. Oh, another slightly bigger one. And some more. Well, that's not bad. That's not a bad yield. Look at those. Perfect size for new potatoes. Perfect size. Oh, one's fell off. So let's see if we've got any more here. There we go. Some more there. There's another one there. It's like treasure hunting, isn't it? I like this. It's like being a kid hunting for treasure. You never know what you may find. This is good fun hunting for these. So that's that one. That wasn't too bad. We've got this many potatoes. Let's have a look at the other one now. Okay. Right, so the second bucket of Maris barred. The way I planted these was I put some compost in the bucket. I dropped two seed potatoes in, and I filled the bucket up completely with compost. I didn't layer it or level it as it went. So let's have a look in this one. That is the amount for this one to be. Let's see. Oh, crikey, and straight away I can see there are some much larger potatoes in here. And they all look really nice and really clean. No marks, no slug damage, no sign of any scab or anything awful. Yeah, they are considerably bigger than these ones. But are there as many of them? There's one there. Slightly starting to go a little bit scabby. Let's have a look. Another one there. Yep, a few larger ones here. There's the old seed potato. Yeah, look at that. Look at that for a lovely potato. Look at that. That is just going to be delicious. Wow. Fantastic. Well, I'm really pleased. It does show a difference. Whether it's the definitive difference of growing them one way or another, I don't really know. But from these two buckets, grown in two different styles, one style definitely appears to produce larger potatoes. So there were the results. These potatoes came out of the bucket that I completely filled with compost. These potatoes came out of the bucket that I layered up as the foliage appeared through the compost. And as you can see, numbers wise, pretty similar, but the size of these compared to the average size of some of these, there's quite a difference. Layered and the bucket of compost completely filled. Well, that was a surprise, considering they were grown in exactly the same way, other than the composting one was completely filled in the bucket. The buckets were exactly the same. The compost exactly the same. Two seed potatoes, the same size, pre-chitted. Nothing was different other than one of them I put the potatoes in and completely filled the bucket with compost. And that's the one that appears in this little experiment. And remember, it's not laboratory conditions, it's just a little bit of an experiment at home. That appears to be the one that gave the best yield. And from two tiny buckets with four little seed potatoes, and that's the result. To say I'm pleased is an understatement. And I'm looking forward to being able to eat these. And one of my favourite ways of eating these new potatoes, forget all the mint and all the rest of it. Hey, if you like it, you go for it. But I like these small potatoes like this. And these tiny ones, where are they? Let me find one for you. These tiny little potatoes. They make an excellent snack. And I'm going to show you what I do with them. Okay, so the first thing I do is get these potatoes, find all the little small ones, pop them in this colander, and then we can get them washed. So the next thing to do is to get a saucepan of cold water, put it on the hob, turn on the gas, add the little potatoes to the water and wait for it to boil. And when it boils, let it boil for about 4 or 5 minutes. So once they're ready, gently strain them off through a colander and pop them back in to the pot. Now, so what I do is I add to these a knob of garlic butter. I let that melt away in there with those little potatoes. I also add at this point a little chili flakes. And these are chilies that I grew myself last year. I let them dry out, I crushed them up. I add a little chili flake over the top, not too much, just enough. And let them melt away in there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Pop them back on the heat for a moment to let that garlic butter melt in there and all those chilies infuse. Oh, that is looking fantastic already. Lovely. So, that is the garlic butter all melted and the chilli all infused. all you need to do now is get a serving dish and pop them in. And what I like to do as well is these are some of the shoots off of my young spring onions. Just clip a few over the top. Oh, lovely. Look at that. That is one of my favourite potato snacks. With these small potatoes. What a perfect end to a great day. Brilliant. Now, I am off to finish those potatoes, finish that cold beer. I hope you have found something of interest in this little video I've made. Remember, what I do is not necessarily the right way. It's certainly not the only way, it's just my way, and that's what I've shared with you today. So, thank you very much for watching. I'm Gang Gang. This channel is Gang Gang and Peanut, 2 peas in a pod. If you like what you've seen, please hit the subscribe button to see past and future videos that I may be making. So, as ever, until next time, take care. Bye.